while we are left to die in the national capital and adjoining areas?
Well, that says a lot about what we are doing to ourselves, to our children, to our country, to our people. Today, there's a massive full-page article in the New York Times which talks about people who are performing and doing yoga in Delhi with air which is vomit-worthy. You know, on the one hand, the Prime Minister, industrialists, people like authors, literatures are bringing glory to India. And on the other hand, we have this article which appears in this morning's New York Times. You know, you said something very interesting in your opening remarks. We visit this problem every year. We know that this problem will recur. Winter is not going to, disappear. The weather is not going to dramatically change. And yet we do nothing. We do nothing because the people who are running the government will blame each other. Arvind Kejriwal will blame the union government. The union government, rightly or wrongly, will say that, look, Arvind Kejriwal is responsible. So there's an old South Korean saying, when whales fight, shrimps are eaten. And that's exactly what's happening. The common man is suffering, and I don't know why our politicians can't look forward to a solution. Then you have the Supreme Court. With due respect and all the energy that I have at my command in terms of respect for the Supreme Court, to then suddenly say that please don't burst crackers. I mean, how do you intertwine religion with a climate issue which has the bar of irresponsibility at its nadir? This is irresponsibility. Why should people not be allowed to burst crackers if they want to, and if it's part of their dharma or their faith or whatever it is? You cannot say that please don't do this because I'm unable to do my job. We've not, India is a civilizational legacy. We've had people burst crackers. We haven't had a situation where suddenly someone has said, oh, please don't burst crackers because it'll lead to pollution. Of course it will lead to pollution. But is crackers or are crackers the only cause? And what do we do about children? Please ask a medical specialist or an expert. They will tell you only two things. One is don't give birth to children in the NCR. And number two, it is terrible for the old and the infirm. You know, it's very interesting that the government says don't have construction, don't do this, don't do this. The rich don't suffer. They have air purifiers at home. The person who suffers the most is the daily wager. The person who suffers the most is someone who does not have the luxury of fleeing the NCR. The person who suffers the most is a person caught between a rock and a hard place. So I'm looking at solutions.
Right.
What is the solution going forward? And why can't Times now actually run an annual campaign rather than a campaign which surfaces only at the time that Parali burning also surfaces? We all have responsibilities as individuals. I, as a citizen, have my responsibility. Now, in a lot of the times, people may not know what their responsibilities are. You know, many years ago, when Sheila Dikshit was the chief minister, I created two campaigns. One was Bhagidari, and the other was My Delhi I Care. Under My Delhi I Care, we banned plastic, and we could only do that because we did it through children. They created Pester Park. Bhagidari was between RWAs and the government. Do something like this
now,
rather than blame
we'll talk
everyone
about
else.
solutions, Suhel said, but the problem you see is that unless you admit what the problem is, how do you begin to work on solutions?
Absolutely.
Now, before Sanjay Jha had his hand up, maybe, he's not too happy with you being in New York. He's in Bombay and the air there is, not too good also. But more seriously, Kirti, I want to bring you